First off, is it possible that we are all extremely underestimating you outdoors? 2022, you were really strong, great. Is it possible that we're all sleeping on you?
I hope that's very possible. I'm hoping to come out and it just comes really, really easy to me. But yeah, that's never the case. It's tough, and I think I'm good, and I think I have tracks that I excel at, and I'm very come naturally to me. But there's some tracks that are a little tougher for me. So I think that's some stuff I need to work on. But on the circuit, I always have tracks that I love, you know. But I think outdoors is just, it's tough. Mm-hmm.
Are you as motivated entering outdoors as you are Supercross every year?
Correct answer is yes.
It's a real answer that it maybe takes a little more to get some pep in your step?
Yeah, to be honest, at this level, and this many years in, for me, it's all about just keeping me enthusiastic about doing all my stuff during the week, doing all my stuff on the weekend. And right now, I've been here and been completely burnt, and I don't feel that burnt right now. I've been enjoying my off weekend. I've been enjoying testing, and just trying to have a perspective on it that it's fun. You know, like it's kind of how it goes. You know, and I feel ready, motivated to do my best.
You can only really find that perspective with age, can't you? Like,
yeah.
You would have loved that when you were younger, but it's impossible to get there quicker than time.
Yeah, I mean, I showed up to round one of outdoors after Supercross just miserable. So there's going to be days that are harder, and there's just being in the heat, it's going to be tough. But I'm excited to see if I can improve in certain aspects of my riding, to see if I can be better at some of the tracks where maybe I've had a harder time.
I know you spent a fair amount of time working on the bike in Supercross. It's still a new bike, so how is it heading into outdoors?
I'm hoping I can make it look as good as Fev makes it look, but I think it's tough. I mean, I got so many good guys that I'm racing against right now, and they're insane. So it's going to make it tough, but I think I could be on the podium a lot.
Have you lent on the MXGP team at all for settings or advice on it or anything?
Yeah, I think our team obviously gets some ideas from them and everything like that. And then obviously Brock has a lot of ideas and stuff. And Brock knows what I like. But I think for us, we're still learning a lot about our motorcycle. And I think that even during Supercross, there was times where I know people would come at me, they'd be like, you got tired, and I just was like a little uncomfortable, but I think it was us learning our motorcycle, and I think we were able to, from those bad rounds and stuff like that, improve our motorcycle and improve my comfort. And sometimes it was like 2 clicks here, 2 clicks there, and I'd go out and I'd be like, I'm just more comfortable, and I'm able to ride harder.
Okay, motocross is always going to come more natural to you. So now does it feel like the hard part of the year is over, and you can really shine outdoors?
I'm going to try, of course. Supercross is done, so we can really focus on riding motocross, and like I said, I feel better this year, like somehow like way better than last year. I kind of struggle, like even riding the bike last year I was not so comfortable, so I don't really know why, but this year when I switched, when we had the break in Supercross, I switched to outdoor and I felt straight away good. I think since those nations I feel way better on the bike, and yeah, I had a good few weeks, good moto too, riding with Chase. We had some really good moto this Tuesday, and I'm pretty excited for the race.
Do you think going back to the nations in France, you got to race people you got to be at home, it kind of reminded you how good you are, and it was just a mental click?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know why. Like when I went to that race, I just felt good, and I just ride. Maybe I was riding in the GPs, and I feel like now, like I'm pretty close to that level, like where I was in 2022, maybe riding the GPs, and I'm pretty excited. I think it's gonna be good. The bike is also way better than last year, especially the engine. So hopefully for the start should be good. I had some great start practicing, and I mean, in GP I've been starting a lot in France, and hopefully we can make it happen here in the US. It's going to be really important because the level is really tough. There's a lot of good guys, so the start is always important.
Is it harder to set a bike up for motocross here than it is in GPs?
No, we just got more time in GPs. We have the all winter, like maybe for 3 months to set up the bike only for the outdoor. Here we got a few days, few weeks maybe. So it's way tougher. I tried to keep the same as last year at the end of the championships. What I was riding at the Nation, to be honest. So kind of the same fork. The shock is really different, but pretty close. So I didn't want to get lost. I tried many things. So I tried to just ride, focus on myself, on my riding. And that's what I was doing a lot in GPs. Not really much testing and just focus on my riding. So I tried to do a little bit the same, and hopefully it should be good.
Last one, when you do motos with Chase, are you able to hang with him and battle with him?
No. If he had a bad day and I have a good day, maybe. But if he's on a good day, and no, he's faster. Obviously, like the track here in the US are really fast. More long, faster, I would say, than in Europe. So when you're 450, you are often a little bit advantage, I would say. But Chase is riding, to be honest, he's riding great the last 2-3 weeks outdoor. He's fast. I've been training with a lot with Jeffrey and stuff, and I think Chase is pretty close to, it's like Jeffrey's, I would say, at training. It's really fast. So actually for me, it's good to have Chase, train with him, and I think for him too, like we try to push each other. We do our moto together, our sprints, and we try to push each other, and it's pretty good.
Okay, you kind of said it in a press conference, but is it possible that you are a better motocross rider than you are supercross?
Yeah, I think 110%. I mean, you guys could see it last year, rookie season, Supercross, my best finish was a third, and then I go to outdoors and I win my first ever moto at the second round. Like, I grew up racing outdoors, that's what I did. I mean, we didn't grow up. I had a Supercross track, but I didn't grow up racing Supercross. We all grew up on outdoors. Loretta's, all the nationals. Like, it would be weird for people to think that I'm not a better outdoor rider coming into the pro ranks. But yeah, I mean, I think I showed it last year that outdoors is a little more my specialty. But obviously, we're coming around in Supercross. Supercross is more of a learning curve, though. It's technical. You got the whoops. You got the tight racing. So we ticked off 3 wins this year in Supercross. So the trajectory is going good.
Does that confuse you a little bit? Because I do feel like everyone expected you to be great in Supercross and struggle outdoors. I don't know why, but that does seem to be everyone's opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I don't get it. I'm like, maybe it's because I had a Supercross track in my backyard. Everyone just assumes I'm supposed to be like a Supercross god, and outdoors I'm not that great. But I think I proved it to people last year with my speed on outdoors and fitness. Won at Washougal, won in Redbud, won in motos, that I have it in me. So yeah, and now having Justin and Hunter Lawrence out, it's free game.
Do you feel like you're kind of right where you need to be with outdoor testing and prep, or you may be a little bit behind?
No, I mean, you get as much testing in as everyone else with your season, so same preparation as everyone else has. So you go out there, you adapt to your bike, and I mean, if it's good, it's good. If you got something to work on, you work on it, and you're a racer. We're here to race, and you got to adapt to your bike.
Finally, your season can begin this weekend. Has it been a drag getting to this point? Like, have there been moments where you've been like, I'm bored?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as somebody who's always just kind of raced, it's been a change of pace for sure. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that the extra time hasn't helped. It's been a transition for sure. You know, getting back on a little bike, it's quite different. You know, a lot higher in the revs. Just you really need to try to manipulate the power and get power out of the bike. You know, whereas a 450, it's quite the opposite. You have so much power there to your fingertips that you really kind of want to. You need to be mindful of where the power is and how you use it. So it's been a learning curve for sure. But like I said, it's been good that I've had the extra time. Just simply because, you know, I haven't been on a little bike in quite a while. But yeah, it's been boring. I've got to watch a lot of racing from this year, but also a lot of years past, and just kind of picking things apart and just, I don't know, in my own mind, kind of dabbling and seeing what maybe what I could have done better in the past, and that's what we've been working on.
What did you find that you could have done better in the past?
Well, I'm sure it might not be a shock to most people if you look at the results, but sand-based tracks I really struggle with, and we've made that a big priority for me. So, you know, I've had Zach Osborne help me quite a bit, whether it be just actually a riding partner or somebody there at the track with another set of eyes. It's just we've made sand riding a big focus. And I mean, honestly, I think if you can be good in the sand, I think you kind of are good everywhere, in my opinion. So I would say sand was the big priority starting off. You know, getting back on the bike, getting my feet wet riding. Like, we were riding a lot of sand. I'd say for the first probably month and a half that I rode, it was only sand. And I'd be lying if I said there wasn't days where I was like, man, this sucks. Like, I kind of just don't like this. But, you know, looking back on it, I'm glad I did it because it's one of those things that needed to be worked on. It needed to be addressed. Riding position, just things that, you know, I think maybe had some negative effects. Looking back on past mistakes and just in general. So, you know, I've had nothing but time to learn the motorcycle and more about myself. So yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me, like I said, is learning the sand and trying to be more comfortable with the bike moving around and just learning.
If this series had started in March, say, would you have been ready, or did you really need the full amount of time?
I would say the full amount of time, just because, you know, like I felt pretty good in March, but I would say like really in the last 3-4 weeks, things have really started to click for me. Motos have been getting there and just, again, learning, you know, like I know it doesn't seem like much, but the 450 is such a different animal, and it's been interesting for sure. Like I said, there's been days where I've enjoyed it and there's been days where it's been beating your head off the wall, but I think now I'm in a place where I'm happy. The motorcycle seems like it's pretty good. It doesn't do anything that I don't like, and you know, we don't really know until we go racing, which is the exciting part. But I've done everything that I can do to get to this point. So, you know, regardless of how the results go Saturday, I'm happy with the prep work that I've done. And again, I've worked hard on places that needed to be worked on and addressed, and should have been addressed a long time ago. But it's just hard when you don't have the necessary downtime per se that you can really go spend time and really focus on one thing. So downtime's not ideal, but for me in this situation, I think it's only helped me moving forward.
So my sources tell me that maybe you are a bit of a sleeper coming into outdoors. I feel like we have all just overlooked you. It's been a while since you've just had a solid outdoor run, but it sounds like things have gone well recently.
Yeah, I felt really good in outdoors so far this season. In all the testing that we did, like during Supercross and stuff, I felt good. I've always been dealing with arm pump during outdoors, and I've kind of got that under control. And so, yeah, overall, I think the bike is really good. This new Yamaha chassis that we have this year is really good on outdoors so far. So you never fully know about that until you get to a racetrack. But yeah, overall, I feel pretty good. My fitness feels really good, and I'm as healthy as I've probably ever been. So I'm excited.
Are you motivated to kind of prove a point right from Saturday?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want to come out and kind of prove to people that I can race outdoors. And yeah, I think that, you know, there's no reason why I shouldn't be up front battling with those guys. I think, you know, we all race outdoors growing up, and I was always a good outdoor rider then. So I've just came in with a lot of injuries in the past and stuff. So I feel like I should be up there.
With the new bike and the transition from Supercross, was getting into outdoor mode seamless, or did it come with some hard days?
No, I mean, we really haven't done like a ton of testing. I wouldn't say the bike was pretty good from the start with kind of where we started. We've definitely done testing, but it's kind of hard to get too spun out before you get here because it's impossible to replicate the tracks that you're going to be racing and how rough they get, especially with only, you know, 6-7 guys riding on the track at the farm. So we try and keep it rough as we can get it, but it's tough to replicate. So yeah, we haven't really spun ourselves out about testing yet, so we'll kind of see where we stack up this weekend and go from there.
Last question, hard to answer, but what would make you happy this summer? Do you have a goal in mind?
I mean, I have a couple individual goals. I would like to, you know, I think that in the past I've had like good races and bad races. Like I'll show up one weekend and maybe finish 5th overall, and the next weekend I'll finish 13th overall or something like that. And I would like to be a bit more consistent up front. And then I've never finished overall podium in outdoors, so that's like one goal I'd like to check off here in the first 3 or 4 rounds is try and get on the podium overall. Yeah, we'll just have to kind of see where we stack up, kind of try and check off a couple of those smaller goals, and then try and make some goals for later in the season.
Coty Schock, Pro Motocross. It's been a little while since actually 2021. The next to final round of the season, me and you were here together, so you only did one round after that, and it's been a little bit of you've been through a road, of course, the last couple of years, but we're back. And here's the more interesting one. You're back on a 250. You made a name for yourself on the 450. You definitely made a name for yourself this year in Supercross. You really made a name for yourself in 21, but We're not on a 450, and that's one of the most common questions I've gone between social media, DMs, and different stuff is what you're racing outdoors. So tell me about it.
Yeah, we are racing 250 outdoors. I'm amped. It's a new challenge. Yeah, I mean, I did pretty well for myself in the 450 class in 21, and I had towards the end like Unadilla Buds, Ironman, Hangtown. I was finishing between 5th and 10th, and I was riding really well. And then, yeah, everyone's career is a little different. I've had some peaks and valleys in it, and haven't raced outdoors the past few years, so it's kind of out of the swing a little bit. But we're getting back to the, I guess you'd say, like that race pace. Definitely, getting my teeth kicked in down at club during the motos. But yeah, I mean, it's I've been really trying to get back my little bit of sendiness that I have. Supercross, I really have to focus on like being, smooth and technical and all that, because Supercross is harder for me than outdoors. So to get back to outdoors is kind of what I know. It's a little bit of a change of pace, I guess you'd say. And yeah, I just did my first 230s in 2 years on Monday, so I'm definitely prepared. But no, honestly, like I feel pretty good. Haven't had much time outdoors. Honestly, on the 250, I think I maybe rode it 8 to 10 times. But yeah, we're just gonna build as the season goes on. Brandon, our team owner at Club Max, his expectations are honestly just to go have fun and build for next year. The whole point of bringing me on outdoors this year is just to get me back into the swing of things and build for the 25 season. And obviously we all want to do well. So yeah, we're going to build all this outdoor season and, just try to start up front, show that the club bike can do it. And at the end of the day, keep it fun.
I think that's a big thing is, tempering expectations. Since you haven't raced outdoors a couple of years, you're on the 250, and the club team obviously has made huge progress with their 250 this year, but last year that was a problem. Mm-hmm. Marchbanks bailed on the bike after 2 rounds, and I watched J-Mart be extremely J-Mart after the first round. Anybody that's been around him after a race knows how he can get. So they just, I'll put it bluntly, they weren't up to par last year. Clearly, we saw in Supercross this year, they've made a lot of progress, but all those puzzle pieces have to come together. You dropping back down 250, you racing outdoors again, getting through that with the new bikes. I mean, there is a lot of unknowns. So it's, and the 250 class is stacked, so it's probably better to, I hate to say the words better, no expectations, because I don't know where to label it.
And to be completely honest, the bike has gotten much better. Yeah. I actually enjoy riding the 250 outdoor now. It's not like, man, what am I on? It's definitely not a turd. The thing rips. My goal is top 15. Okay. I feel like that's, that's a good spot for me. I know I'm inside top 20. I know I can do that. It's just I'd like to get 15th or better, and I try to keep my goals pretty, realistic. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to go out there and get like top 5 or top 8, whatever. No. I just want to go get 2 good starts, ride my laps, and yeah, top 15, that'll feel like a win to me, and just keep building.
Kind of circling back to where we started is how hard was the conversation to do? Because the team can do 450 or 250 outdoors. They've got Garrett and Phil on the 450, yourself and Reynolds and Phineas riding the 250s outdoors. Because of your past, like I said, naturally people probably automatically think, oh, he'd opt for the 450. He's got experience there. He knows what he can do. He has confidence there. But me and you personally have talked about this forever. That next step kind of in your career is to also show you can get it done on a 250 outdoors. So I know there had to be there's a lot of things to weigh, but how difficult was the decision really? Was it a lot of back and forth, or were you able to make it pretty quick?
The decision was honestly pretty quick. This is how I see it for my career. If I ever want a career number, what do I have to do? I have to be top 10, whatever it is in points overall, and I have to gain those points in one class. So, for me, I did well in Supercross on the 250. I want to keep, raising those points, try to earn a 2-digit career number, and I want to not go through the LCQs in SMX again. Mm-hmm. So, for me, it's important to stay on a 250 for outdoors, be inside top 20 during SMX, so I don't have to do that. And honestly, I want to further my career, and I've already proven I can ride a 450. I mean, yes, I've proven it should I ride it still? Maybe. But what was cool with Club is they gave me the option. And I was like, hey, we have a 450, we have a 250. Spend 2 days riding the 450, spend 2 days riding the 250, and whatever you decide, we'll build. And I rode both, and I was like, you know what, the 250 is honestly pretty good, and I want to build. I want a new challenge. So, yeah, I think it's important for me to establish myself as a racer in the 250 class, and eventually we'll get back to the 450. But the biggest reason I've always ran 450 is because I never had a good 250.
Yeah.
I mean, as we all know, like, it's expensive to build a 250, and then to keep rebuilding it as the season goes on. Or a 450, you get an ECU pipe and some good suspension, and you can get some top 10s. So now that I have a really good 250 under me, anything's possible.
Last one for you. Since you've been back outdoors, like I said, when you say Sendy, what I think about is how many front hub bearings, how many steering stem bearings, and everything else you went through when you decided to slap land everything. Because my comment to everybody about you racing outdoors is always like, that guy is willing to OJ anything into braking bumps. He is literally willing, if somebody's in front of him, he will go 100 feet, 30 feet farther into the corner. I don't care. He's got that mentality. Have we started breaking things yet again? Please tell me you've been nicer to them.
I've been nicer to the suspension. I've been nicer to wheels. Fenders do break. I don't know what it is with the Yamahas, but like the tail end of the fender, I break. I don't know how. I don't know why, but there's some stuff I've broken on it. But it's a dirt bike. I mean, it's all replaceable. But I am, being better about not sending it as far. But when I say sending this, I mean like just letting the bike work under me more.
Yep.
And not trying to be so perfect. Like, it is okay to get sideways here and there, and my feet are barely ever on the pegs, but they're allowed to go back if they have to. So no, I mean, it's kind of like Phil said for his outdoor career, it's like his bread and butter. I excel in outdoors. Obviously, I would like to think that I excel in Supercross more now, but now it's just trying to find a good balance in between. And yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to be known as a solid rider, and people can't say, "Oh, you're better in outdoors than Supercross now," because I just proved that I did pretty damn well in Supercross. So I'd like to carry it over outdoors and just be known as a solid rider. I mean, I know I'm not the fastest one out there, but I want to always be up there, be consistent, and at the end of the day, put in the results.